Mhm. Wow. So, yeah, I am Cynthia Flowers. I consider myself a midlife mom. I'm a registered nurse, a certified health coach, and I have been really excited to launch CMF Wellness, which is my online coaching business that allows me to really focus on other women over 40, midlife moms who may be stuck or frustrated with where they are in life, knowing that they want more, really wanting to make themselves a priority again, having maybe postponed or delayed so much of their personal desires while raising family, maybe being a spouse or a caregiver for an adult, another parent, just or focusing on their career, all of those things where you might look up and find yourself at the back burner. So that's kind of where I was, female, fat and 40, approaching my 50th birthday, carrying 50 extra pounds, had done everything for everyone else and felt okay about being busy for a while. But once I realized it really wasn't serving me, I was feeling unfulfilled, just kind of lost myself. So that's really why I do what I do, just to help other women find their way back to them.
I love that so much because, again, there is a place in this world that really needs that. Because I know you emphasize on getting your mojo back, and what used to be just a phrase, the older we get, we start looking like, where is my mojo went? Like, whoa, I don't even need to put this little black dress on right now. So what is your motivation really? Because definitely you can't be that much over 40. So when we think of that motivation to say, not only am I working through the newness of what my body is doing, but now I have to show up for other women to show them that they can. So what is your motivation in your ministry that keeps you consistent in reestablishing that mojo for other women?
Well, it's really connected to really our personal path and our purpose in life. It's much bigger than just our nutrition and fitness. What I found is that, through improving my health and my, nutrition and fitness, I was able to get back to that dreamy state of me. I was able to start envisioning what life could be. And then it really allowed me to be more centered in what my true purpose is on life. It's not just these roles that we take on as wife or mom or, whatever moniker we might put on ourselves. It's really about living a life of excellence and honestly for the glory of God. I'll just have to say that it's about truly finding our purpose and connecting that to a mission driven life. And honestly, I just find it all comes full circle with, wellness and well-being, our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health, all of that is interconnected. But when we get that nutrition and fitness, when we can kind of create that great foundation, then it allows us to have the energy and hopefully the desire, the zest, the zeal to align ourselves with our full and true purpose.
Wow, you hit on some very key points in that when you say, being centered and really dreaming, because sometimes when we say dreaming, and almost like, okay, I'm sleeping. If I'm asleep, then I'm not being active. But we know that the commitment starts in your mind. Once that seed has been planted, it's like, how can I now get it out? When you say, living life in excellence, it is important to understand that a lot of people don't know what that feels like. And it's important to know that you have that opportunity right now in that simple ministry that you've been doing all your life. All your friends flock to you. Now you have a chance to say, this is why that works. And I love that, because when we have those missions, it's important to know that foundation must be solid. That foundation has to be solid. So when you're talking to a mom who's trying to get her mojo back, and yes, maybe she's been dreaming, and yes, she knows that she has a purpose in life, what is your motivation that you give them to get them from just dreaming to now putting action behind their ministry?
So what I'm finding is that the women that are attracted to me in my program have been busy, active, high achieving individuals. So they may have a lot of success in one aspect of their life, but they're frustrated with this other aspect, which is generally, it has been around their fitness, their wellness and their well-being, and really giving themselves the permission to put themselves first. So while they may be, very accomplished women, it's just that there's that lack of balance, or that opportunity to really create a state of well-being that they define. So that's what I'm helping them to do, just to define what does well-being look like for you. Because at this stage of life, I focus on women over 40. 50 is a very pivotal age for many of us too, where we're realizing some of the things we've been doing haven't necessarily served us. And like I'm saying about putting yourself on the back burner in some aspects, particularly our health. Particularly just, recognizing why it's important to have maybe a morning ritual, to have some sacred space where you're just doing something that nourishes you, where it's okay for a mom to schedule themselves. I tell people to schedule you. It's okay to, put you on the calendar and block out some time. And so I'm really finding that it's about redefining what self-care truly is. It's not just a manicure or, a massage, that it's really defining what your ideal day looks like, and then crafting that, because we really have the power. So it goes to happiness and fulfillment. Me personally, just really creating a day. What does my ideal day look like? And then honoring myself by holding it true. If my goal is to get up early in the morning, well, early for me, 6 o'clock, 6:30, and have some mindful time where I'm just communing with God, or I'm just being thankful and showing gratitude and appreciating that the sun is shining. Little small things like that allow me to start my day in a way where I feel like I just feel more fulfilled. I, now have a little bathroom ritual where I may get some exercise in the bathroom. So I really find that ladies need to just carve out that time for them, and you can define it. And so that's really what I'm helping them to do. Just recognize, even in the busyness of your life and your day, you still can carve out time for you and honor yourself in that.
Wow, that is so powerful. And I thank you for sharing that, because even in that, the moments that you were speaking, I felt so, courageous and bold in that. Like, yes, Ashley, are you really implementing as much self care? And I know that sounds probably kind of weird, because as a coach, we definitely have to pull a us on us, and getting those strong words from equally yoked women. You are my sister, and I felt that. And I thank you for that encouragement for myself, to make sure that even in my own walks, that I'm not limiting what I consider self care. So that way I'm not leaving it out, So I love that, because I haven't got a pedicure and a manicure since last March. So let's just say,
Right,
you
right. But
got
there's other ways to honor yourself. That morning cup of tea, if that's your thing. Uh, Reading your journaling or whatever you decide to do. And I don't define it for people. Like, you find what works for you. I just share ideas and suggestions, and I kind of find myself as a solutionist. I don't know if that's a word, but helping them to find a solution that works for them. Defining and designing their own roadmap. So that's what I call it.
Amen. That is well received. And it definitely sounds like in your years, so much wisdom has been established. So when we talk about what really led to you getting to this point of saying, you know what, I done been there, done that, and now it's time to really be fruitful and multiply. Tell me a little bit about your story on the side that many people may not know, that kind of got you to where you are right now, to be so like, you know what, this works for me.
Mhm. Well, I'd have to say it starts maybe back 2012-ish. I kind of remember. So what is that, 8 years ago? I remember at that space and point in time, I was going to the doctor, and I was saying things like, I didn't feel like myself. I didn't have my mojo. I was, kind of defining like that. I didn't have my zest and zeal. And I knew, I was a vibrant woman, even though, I was carrying extra weight. I felt like I was still actively involved and engaged in life. But I just could not get it right as it related to my energy level and my desires. And I'm dreaming and I'm frustrated. I don't know how to implement things. So I just felt like I was stuck in some sort of vortex, some sort of Groundhog Day, going through the motions, doing things, but not really moving in a direction that was going to lead me to my true purpose. So when I started talking to the doctor about that, of course, that was diagnosed as depression. And then I was given an antidepressant. And so I tried it. I did it for 30 days. He said, come back and, do you use this, come back in 30 days. I was like, oh my God, it's wonderful. I felt better. I was, my mood was elevated, even had sex with my husband, like life is great. I said, so what's next? And he's like, well, just continue. We'll just keep doing this because that's working. Well, that upset me as a nurse, as a professional person, feeling like there should have been more guidance. Like, well, how do I adjust my life? What should I be doing on a daily basis? You mean to tell me you just want me to pop a pill and that's going to be a solution? That wasn't enough for me. And so that frustrated me. I didn't continue with that, but I kept seeking solutions. I kept looking to find what might work for me. And it took me several years to find it. I didn't really discover true nutritional support and help until 2015. So that was 3 years of suffering, 3 years of really, trying to manage it on your own. And I know many of us have done that. You're kind of going around in circles. You're trying this, you're trying that. So someone said that works, that kind of a thing. And it was really frustrating. So 3 years later, I'm still, like I said, now I'm approaching my 50th birthday. I'm carrying 50 extra pounds. I am like, I need to do something drastic to get, beyond this. But I was introduced to nutritional supplementation. It was really vitamins. It was really creating a habit and a ritual that allowed me to stop skipping breakfast. I didn't even recognize how detrimental that was. So it was education that I was missing, which unfortunately is common in African American culture. Like, we just don't get a lot of teaching and education around the value and benefit of nutrition, movement, hydration, all those basic things that even as a nurse, I should have been more in tune with, but I wasn't. And it upset me. It pissed me off really, because I said I had wasted so many years. I'm parenting, and then I'm giving my children poor habits. We're eating late. We're skipping meals. Portions are out of whack. But it was a lack of knowledge. And so we know what happens with the lack of knowledge, right? We perish. We stay stuck. And then we're the ones who are with the lifestyle diseases. We're the ones with the diabetes and the hypertension and stroke. We're the ones with uh, these renal centers on every corner in our community because of this, because we don't have the education. And then it pisses me off more. So I'm an advocate by nature. I'm a PTA mom. I was a stay-at-home mom for a really long time. I was a community advocate. And I'm all about recognizing when systems are failing us and how to help parents and families navigate that, how to avoid that, how to be proactive. And so when I'm recognizing that it's the food industry that's, really designed to keep us stuck, to keep us sick. And that just really gotten there, just say grind your gears. That really grinds my gears. And so now 2015, I'm introduced to nutritional supplements. I'm introduced to a platform that can help me educate people on what they need. So I just went on that journey myself. So started January 2016, really starting to exercise, having a regimen that was, 3 simple steps in a day that kind of cleaned up my habits. So 6 months later, I'd lost 36 pounds. 47 inches throughout my body. And so I knew it was possible. But even from the very first start, I saw the benefit of really having these, just cleaning up my diet. I saw the benefit of starting my day with that shake. I felt like windshield wipers had been cleared. I didn't understand it, why my mood was elevated, why I was feeling better and more energetic. So I'm looking at the ingredients, looking and recognizing this amino acid does that. This amino acid, which we should be getting in our food, which we don't if we're not eating a nutritious, a nutrient rich, nutrient dense diet. And it's difficult. It's not easy. you're running around with kids, we're grabbing something quick. The children don't like this. So it's all this, level of, things tugging at us. But if we can get the information early, start early, then we can be on a trajectory where it's normalized. So yeah, that's my story. I mean, I got it later in life. I started, like I'm saying, almost approaching my 50th birthday, but now the last 5 years, just really passionate about trying to help other moms recognize the value of nutrition, recognizing how to get moving and how to create regimens that honor themselves and fosters healthy, healed bodies, so that we can be whole beings. So that's my mission right now.
Wow. Wow. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. I am so happy for your journey. I am so happy for your struggles and for your survivals, because once we know that everything that we go through is not for us, that 3 years from the 2012 to 2015, you were able to say, you know what? I'm going to do better. I'm going to make sure that when the next person comes, pill does not have to be their only resource for survival, because many a times, that's what it is. I recall a time where I was on 25 pills a day. 25 pills a day. It was a pill for a different pill. So for me to tell somebody, you know what, there are options beyond just being, a pill popper. Sometimes they're like, what? And the fact that you in your journey can say that, hey, not only have I said no to the pills, I can now help you and give you some other outlets to choose from, and understand there are many to choose from. And I just appreciate your resilience in pushing through and finding those options, because again, we say get your mojo back. It's going to come in many different forms. And the fact that you say, hey, you know what, that didn't work. I got this one. This one helped too. This can help for right now. This can help you later. That is going to be phenomenal for your clients, for your customers, for your sisters in love, who is going to levitate to this energy that you have, Cynthia. I am so happy. So my next question is, and we're getting ready to wrap this up because I know you're a busy woman, okay? So what do you say to the mom? Like, just in quick, like you on the elevator with her, you see she is really trying to manage her kids. She's holding her bag, so she's trying to get her business going, and she's looking overwhelmed. What words of encouragement could you give to that woman who is really needing her mojo back in that conversation?
Wow. Right there in that moment. I mean, that's just an empathetic moment. Like we've been there, recognizing that level of frustration and trying to manage it all. It might have been a smile or a glance, and sis, you got it, a compliment. You're doing well. It's just something reaffirming. Like, yeah, because yeah, I'm not gonna preach at you in the elevator. I may tell you, if there was an opportunity for us to connect, there's maybe a way for that to happen, but in those fleeting and passing moments, what I've done historically is just be encouraging, because I don't know how frustrated that woman is, or how at her wit's end she could be in that moment. And I know that I've been there. You're feeling like everyone's watching you and looking at you and judging you. And so I just work to embrace, and I say I maybe empower more through a positive attitude and using social media in that regard to just change perspective, to be supportive of this womanhood and the parenthood journey, because it is a transition. It is a challenging time, but being encouraged by it and recognizing it's just a moment in time, and that things will be changing, that things that, tomorrow could be a whole another different scenario, and just giving yourself some grace. So whatever I could do to just allow her to feel empowered and just to give herself some grace, if that was even just picking up, helping, and handling something, consoling a baby. I don't know. I've done all of that, but hopefully it's giving someone just a spark of encouragement to keep pushing. Just keep pushing.
I love that. See, because when you're put on the spot, sometimes you have to make those decisions to say, you know what, I don't want to hurt. I want to help. I don't want to add more to the fire. And because you understand that, I know that you have some phenomenal programs available, because we know it's going to take more than just a little elevator encouragement. So let's speak about some of those opportunities that you would have for the mom that needs to get their mojo back. Some of those programs that you have that are ready and available for your clients. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So, what I'm doing now, I offer online coaching. What's interesting is many people, sometimes we don't even recognize how stuck we are or what our solutions might need to be. So, I'm open to just starting with just a consultation call, just starting with a 15-minute assessment where we're just a strategy call. We're just talking about what your struggles are, what's your challenges, and just coming up with solutions and recommendations for how we could work together. So one of the suggestions I have is honestly two things that I'm doing right now. I have an option for people who are, still thinking that they can manage it themselves. Maybe they want a self-guided approach. And so I can plug them into resources that help eliminate the guesswork and get them on a path to knowing what nutritional supplements they should be taking, how to close gaps in that way, how to have an easy 3-step regimen where you're not skipping breakfast, where you're having meals, you're eating, you're not starving yourself, because that's what's happening. A lot of people don't know what to do, so they stop and do nothing, and it's not giving them those benefits that they need to move forward. So there's a self-guided option for me, just with those people who feel like they can manage it on their own. And then I do a VIP and an intensive program where it's more hands-on coaching. That's really for the person who's tried some things, they not had success. They're at the point where they are frustrated, and they want a solution that works. They don't have any more time to waste, and they're looking for a plan, a regimen that's going to get the results that they're looking for. And so that is my Evolve program. That's a 6-week program where you're getting more hands-on coaching with me. We're meeting weekly in a group setting. I have mindset modules that's helping to just tailor how we should be thinking and how we should, make ourselves a priority and honor ourselves. But that focuses on quadrants of wellness. So it's not just nutrition and fitness, but it's our mindset, it's our relationships. So it's a little more of a holistic view of where you are in the space and time, and how to help really create a roadmap to get yourself back to that happy state. I say a healthier, happier version of yourself. And it's all designed so that you get your mojo back, so that you are planning, thinking, dreaming. But the main premise is that you are honoring yourself and that you are focused on what your needs are in this time and space. So it's not selfish, it's self-care, and it's a necessary element for the evolution of us as women to really grow into that person we want to be in this life phase.
I love it. I love it. Okay, Cynthia, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you at. Where can they reach you at? How can they get connected to you?
So I have a few ways for people to connect. I do have a website, that's cmfwellness.com. You can subscribe there. You can send an inquiry on that website. I'm also on all social media platforms. So on Facebook, I am Cynthia M.Flowers. And then on Instagram, it's CMF Wellness. And now in Clubhouse, I'm on there too, but CMF Wellness, you can find me on there. We're doing chats. We're calling it, well, on Wednesdays, I think it's going to be more women's wellness. I think it's going to be more focused on wisdom for women on Wednesday. So I'm just I'm excited about that. Wisdom and well-being for women. Wisdom and well-being for women. That's going to be some of the things we're talking about. I'm on there talking about midlife moms and millennials with my daughter. So I'm excited about that, talking about intergenerational health. But yeah, I'm out here in these streets. So on social media, you can find me. You can direct message me. I respond that way. And then going to the website is another option as well.
Wow, wow, wow. I love that. So definitely for those who are tuning in, we want to make sure that we are following and supporting our sisters. We love the support. We definitely need some customers in this season. So if you're definitely trying to get your mojo back, she said, cmfwellness.com. Look, all her handles, you can type it in and it's going to come up. So I'm just so appreciative. You giving me so much life at 34 is definitely something to aspire to know that the foundation has been laid. And should I get off track, I know where I can get my mojo back at. Cynthia, I am so thankful for the time that you have put in on this Saturday. And again, I am looking forward to all that you have going on in this new year, this new season, and helping other women find the new them. So any other closing remarks before we head out?
No, other than the fact that you're such a great interviewer. I love it.
Give us Cynthia, we did Okay, look, let me get back to regular. I'm gonna go ahead and end this recording.